I don't think he does.
I think Ronaldo does know some English
because Ronaldo does, but at first he did. He lived in the. He played for the English Premier League, so I do think he learned English, but that's not his first language.
No.
All right, cool. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Welcome back to the Out of the Berg podcast. We're doing our little poses.
Oh no.
Yeah, we always do. We always do our poses before. So if y'all had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, just some weird in the beginning. It was that. But welcome back. We're back again. Like I always ask Chris, anything new with you?
A little. I got not really progress, but I just have to, I guess, contact my head, the head of the department for the grad program I'm going to be in, and talk to her, see what I'm going to do next, just to see whether I need to wait, or maybe they'll let me take the class early, because I really don't feel like I need like a calculus 4 anyway for that class, or differential equations, whatever you want to call it.
First of all, calculus 4, this sounds. I did cal with applications. I got an A, but that was not an easy A.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this was spinning my head around just to get what I wanted to get. I can't imagine who to actually do Cal 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So, Chris, I commend you, because I would have lost my mind finding X.
Well, I've been lost my mind, so hey. I mean, with each of these calculus classes, I learned that I really don't like math. I really don't like math at all.
Let me ask you this. So when you get to that, when you rise in the because I know calculus. When I did cal with applications, there was derivatives and anti-derivatives.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that on steroids as you progress?
Yeah. I think for one problem, I had to go to the 12th derivative or something.
Stop.
Yeah.
So do you a 12th dog? I remember doing 4 derivatives in I have a whole page.
I mean, for some of them, it's not too crazy, but Cause after a while you can kind of see a pattern.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's just you just gotta be careful when you're doing that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, math. I actually liked math. I liked math. Math was a challenge. It was a challenge for me. I was But after cal with applications, I was like, you know what? Let me retire. Retire from math, because that was my biggest challenge, and I conquered it. But
yeah, but so you got an A and then I got a B.
That's a B, A. That's all good, But yeah, my week has been just, a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. And I don't even know if I want to say this on public. I don't even know if I want to say what happened.
I may or may not bleep it out if you say it.
Yeah. I just had a situation. I'll just say a situation with my car that I have to work out. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to, because a situation with my car.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah. So it's been a lot, man. Honestly, man, it's been a lot. So my week's kind of been stressful, but I'm just making it through. And work is starting to pick up, so I'm feeling it. Yeah, kind of drained. So today we're not going to do the regular program show. As you do know, we are 1 man down, or 2 men down technically. So we're not gonna. There's no this or that. There'll be a Bozo of the week. Yeah, I had to get somebody this week. But this topics this week, honestly, no questions this week. We had a great time with my cousin Francis last week. That was great.
Great guest, really fun.
Yeah, really fun. That was a really fun episode. But but we have more coming out. We did the OG radio
You did it.
I did the OG Radio interview with CJ and Michon. They were really cool. It was good. It was like I said, it's a great platform to go on. The OG Radio. We had a great interview, great talk. They saw the podcast, asked all the great questions about the pod. They really want to come on. So I'm working in a couple, maybe a week or two, man. I don't know. But they will be on this platform because they liked.
Coming soon. Look forward to it.
Yeah. They liked from what I showed them. They liked the topics we spoke about. So catch me on there talking about the podcast on OG Radio. And coming soon they will be on. But speaking of, I love how I want to segue through this because this one, man, I was so passionate about. And I think you know what I'm about to talk about, Chris. When I saw this video of TPain, do something else. We have it already.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately send that to Sion and you and a bunch of people. And Sion liked it. Sion, I hope you're watching this specific.
He'll clip this part out for him.
Yeah, I hope you're watching this because that used to be me and you back at first. Mm-hmm. TPain, where he was like, do something else. You've been giving us the same for so long.
No, I feel like we've had that same conversation on here a few times, even talking about Future, talking about all the people who come out trying.
You mentioned Lil Baby, the baby.
Yeah, the baby. Just all the people trying to sound like Lil Uzi himself. Really
mentioned him too.
Just a lot of them. Just a lot of people just keep coming out with the same sound of music. It's real boring.
So he said all of that. Obviously, I co-signed the hell out of that shit. Sorry for my cursing, but I co-signed that. What do you like? I'll ask you, what do you think it's like? Because I've been saying it for years. We've said it on here for a while. Ari Spears said it a couple of months ago about rappers trying to be different. Are we just tooting the horn and it's just like nothing at this point? Because it's getting to a point where it's like, because for me, I'll just speak for me. I was doing this 4 years ago, yelling and screaming and talking, and I got fed up with hip hop. So I decided to, listen to the dudes I like and listen to the old stuff I like. Or whatever, find stuff that I like. I found Griselda. I found different underground rappers to listen to. Should we stop caring about what the mainstream is? Because really it's an issue about what the mainstream is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I feel like we should stop caring about what the mainstream likes, because you're never gonna keep up with the mainstream. It's gonna change. It can change at any time. Tomorrow, some kid on TikTok playing a flugelhorn probably have a record deal for some reason. I don't know, but people love it, and that won't be for us. But that kid might be out here killing it, and that's fine. We're not part of his audience, but I just know for myself personally, I like kind of like a change of pace when I'm listening to music. I don't like to hear every song the same. I listened to the new what's his IDK, I think.
Yeah.
His album.
Yeah.
I think it's Use Forever, something like that. I forget. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I think you would like the song on there, Red, Peter. I think you'd appreciate that. Had a good
I need to get back to that album. I've been slacking on music.
I just came by chance because I hadn't listened to any really new music since that.
I know IDK came out and Tyler the Creator came out with something.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator was good too.
So I'll peep those projects. But
had something too.
Yeah. Although I think I'm with you, Chris. We should stop caring about the mainstream, because honestly, the mainstream isn't. It's really about business, and it's a lot of factors by why music is the way it is today.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the people in the mainstream right now, all they care about is the beat. They were like, man, this beat is going stupid though, right?
Yeah. But
He's saying nothing though.
but for me, and I think what T-Pain, because although I think he's mad at the mainstream, he's just also mad at the lack of creativity, just as an artist, the lack of trying to do something different. There's a group on my wall. I don't know if you can see them. Outcast, you see them? Or you barely saw them? I don't know.
No, I think we could see him.
They were different. Every album they dropped was different. You can
They were very different all the time.
different. They like to do they don't. Big Boy and Andre like to change the tempo.
A very, very eclectic group, to say the least.
Every album. There are guys like Childish Gambino. Different.
As a creator.
The Creator. Different. Chance the Rapper. But everybody wants to copy the Migos, the Baby, Lil Baby, 808 beat. And I understand, T-Pain is a dude that's probably getting a lot of music sent to him. I understand that frustration because you got to bring something different to the table, man. Like back when we was, and I hate to sound like that old dude, but when we were listening to albums, shoot, Kendrick or Jay-Z or J. Cole, even though they add some of the new stuff, you're not going to listen to a J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar album and hear the same type of beat 10 times.
No.
I bet you if you listen to a Tyler, the Creator, Chance the Rapper, Pusha T, Big Crit, you're not going to hear the same beat 11, 12 times or the same rap cadences.
No.
But it's gotten to the point in hip hop, dudes is just lazy, man. They just see something that's like trendy and they want to jump on it. And it's like to the point where even though it's the mainstream, underground SoundCloud dude, I bet you all of these dudes that sent T-Pain music, right?
Yeah.
Where they all from? They're underground artists.
Yeah.
They're trying to get on.
I'm gonna hop back to your point where you're talking about like it's kind of like destroying artistry. Yeah, because it is. Because like it's literally like it's just plagiarism at this point. That's all it is. And it's and like the Atlanta sound is like it's awesome. It's dope.
It's dope.
It's not everybody's sound.
Yeah.
And but everybody wants to take it because that's hot right now, and it's gonna be hot for a while because it's just great.
It's great
to get into. It's easy to dance to. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to listen to music. You don't even have to listen to the words. Just bob your head and just go with it. They could be talking about killing a whole whatever. It don't matter. They could be talking about going to the ice cream shop. It don't matter because it just sounds good. So people just gonna listen to it.
Yeah, and it's like I've seen it with even Pop Smoke. His album came out. I listened to some of the tracks on there. Good album, by the way. With Pop Smoke, as soon as he came out with a certain type of drum music, everybody wanted to make that type of sound. Mm-hmm. Thinking that's how and I'm just like, yo, they're trying to sound just like him. I'm like, what Pop Smoke brought to the game was something different.
Yeah. And see, and that's the thing people don't get. Like they hear this unique sound, be like, oh, I need that. Instead of thinking like, what unique sound can I make for myself?
Yeah, and that's like, and I think because even though we're talking from a mainstream has always been about what's popular, what's the numbers, but I do think T-Pain is frustrated from just a overall artistry standpoint, because look at a group like Silk Sonic. I don't even think they sampled that I Can Leave the Door Open. I don't think they said that was a fresh new song.
Yeah, I don't think they did sample that. I don't think they sampled that at all.
And that is going to be a timeless song.
Mm-hmm.
This bubblegum stuff y'all making.
Bubblegum.
It's not even bubblegum. It's some popcorn stuff. It's you put it in the microwave, you eat it, and it's like
No, I feel like bubblegum better because like it loses its flavor in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah.
Because you could eat a plain bowl of popcorn. You might not really like it, but you could eat it. After that, bubblegum loses its flavor. It has literally no use.
Just spit it out, right?
Yeah.
So that's what y'all doing. And it's like, and I don't like to sound like that old dude, but man, the music they made, not even just being old, like Kendrick, J. Cole, Crit, Push, who else? Mac Miller, rest in peace. Childish Gambino, Chance. These are dudes from my era. Now
Still relevant today, still making music.
Why don't you try to be like, man, what he did, like what Chance did, that was creative. Let me. Why is it everybody just wants to hop on the Atlanta bandwagon? It's like I never even saw, like, even when New York, and well, it was a bit South artists weren't even trying to sound like they was from New York, or like they wasn't trying to sound West Coast. Everything was regional.
Yeah.
Everybody, in respect, people thought that was because but
now everybody thinks they're a producer too, though.
But even from that standpoint, you hear 808. I feel like, I think that's what I say when I say Kanye was very instrumental, because he was doing the 808s on steroids when he did the 808s and Heartbreaks.
Yeah.
It will never. It's like people want to be stuck on that and trap drums, and it's like it's just a lazy. To me, it's just lazy.
Yeah. Because like first off, it's not your sound, and you're trying to make it be, and it's just not. So that's actually more harmful to yourself than anything. And then like you also just come off as like, I guess, I don't know, I guess in a sense like a culture vulture. Am I saying that right? Culture.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just like, you not only is that not your sound, you're also just trying, like, you also look desperate, just trying to like siphon off something else that's clearly not working for you. It's just desperate.
Yeah, and I don't know, man, because the way it's going for this generation, and I'm part of it, is getting to a point where we're so immune to it. You're gonna have people that defend this. I'll be like, "Oh man, he's just old." It's never an old and young thing. I hate when people try to make it an old and young thing. Fine, back in the day, probably when Snoop was coming out with his stuff, the older people were like, "Oh, it's trash, or it's not good." But you can't say that Snoop wasn't different than every other rapper.
Yeah.
You can't say DMX wasn't different from any other rapper. Nobody was barking like that. You can't.
It's not like it happened overnight, neither.
Yeah,
they had to work for their sound.
Yeah, there was. You can't say Outkast. No one sounded like Outkast.
No.
Or Wu-Tang.
Nobody would dare to.
No.
Same thing with Wu-Tang. That's a strictly Staten Island thing.
So
that's right? Staten Island.
Staten Island. Yeah, Staten Island and Brook. Some of the members come from, only like one member comes from Brooklyn, but in that era, or whether you want to make it old or new, people had original sounds. You couldn't bite somebody. I remember that was what they called it. If you copied, what didn't they do that with Ja Rule and DMX?
Mm-hmm.
They said Ja Rule sound like DMX, and then there was one. It was Biggie and Shine. You remember Shine?
No.
He did what's that song? I'll send you the song. He did a song called Bad Boys. He sounded Bad Boy. He did a song with the Jamaican dude. I'll send you the song, but you weren't allowed to steal people's sounds like that.
Yeah, because like even up until like recently, like if you copy somebody's sound, like you either like doing it because you're dissing them, or just cause like you just corny.
Yeah, and honestly, back then, if you sounded like somebody, that was a death sentence. Your career would be over. But our generation, we do, and I'm not trying to make it an old new thing. It's about principle. We changed everything. Now, rappers can have ghostwriters and nobody cares. Like, no, but that's how it is. It's like the principles of now you can snitch and it's cool. It's cool to snitch. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about old, because people will hear me and say, "Oh, you being old and new." Mm-hmm. It's about principles. You know, but you know, and I know Sion's gonna hear this and he gonna call. I can already see Sion. I can already see you, man. I can already hear you. But I'm tired of this, Chris. I don't know about you. If you feel the same way, but y'all need to switch it up, man.
Yeah.
If I hear one more person with a baby type beat, like with the flute and the little yeah, man, I'm gonna lose it, man. Y'all need to switch it up, man. Shout out to TPain and Dr. Dre actually co-signed this.
Yeah,
I saw that. I loved it. But you know, let me switch. Since we're talking about the baby, I told you off air what happened with the kids that tried to sell him candy.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, the viewers may not know. So what happened was the baby saw these two kids selling candy. Thought he was gonna, you know, buy some candy from him, and the kid said it's $200 a box. So the baby asked him, "How much you sell them for?" He said $2. How much is in there? Said, I think he said what? 34. That's $68.
Yeah.
So the baby, being the good civilian he was, he bought one each and gave them $2 each. But somehow social media is mad, saying he should have just bought the thing for $200.
Yeah, see, and that's why I don't really get, because like if he did that, he wouldn't have taught them nothing. They literally, like, and to his face, and admitted it, though they probably didn't really realize it. Like I didn't see how old they were. You just told me about it.
They were like, I'm guessing max probably 12. I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, well, then they knew way better than that. But yeah, no, I mean like you know that you're charging this for $2, and the fact that you can do the math to count that you're selling this for $2, so you can only imagine that if you sell a whole box, you get $68, or however was it? You said 34 was in it?
Yeah,
it's $68, and so they and probably that not being their first day or they're selling it, they should know how much they get if they sell out a box of candy. Yeah. Even if they don't know whatever math they would apply to it, multiplication. Okay, so they know that they're charging this over 3 times of what it's worth for a box. And then the internet wants to get upset at the baby for just buying it at what it's supposed to be at. If they told him $68, he probably just gave him he have $68 or whatever for a box. But they try to rip him off. So he taught them, like, nah, since you did that, I'm just buy these 2 pieces, then I'm a dip. He gave the fact that he still buys something, man. He was at least being that generous.
Yeah. Honestly, if it's anybody else, they would have just left.
I would have left.
The baby actually, what the baby said in his explanation, because he later explained it on a platform, he said, "Yo, if y'all told me that it was 6 to 8 for a box, I would have gave y'all $1,000. Just because. If you were honest with me, I probably would have gave you $1,000. But you try to finesse me, no, I'll buy one from the each of you. It's like a lesson in print, like I said, principle. You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't think you could get off on anyone just because of their status. So, shout out to the baby. I really rock with you. I think one thing I don't like about social media is they think they don't. One thing about social media is that they don't really care about what's being said. It's like, oh, it's the baby. He should have that,
Yeah.
and that's not the case. Would you? Would you? Would you? And that's why I think we always put. We don't look at things from. Honestly, we don't look at social media. Doesn't look at things from a human perspective.
No, because like they're asking him to reward bad behavior, and he wasn't doing that.
No,
In fact, he was still again he was being generous just to buy the 2 pieces of candy that he did.
very generous. If it's my mama, they would have cursed them out and said, "Hey, you're fools." Bye. Lucky. Like kids are lucky. They would have got somebody grandma would have whooped you for trying to do that. So yeah,
So
don't.
maybe at least maybe now like they learned that lesson. Hopefully, like if you're going to charge somebody, at least charge them right. Be honest up front.
Yeah.
So hopefully they carry that lesson onward because maybe they saying where he said he was going to give them $1,000 makes them reflect.
Yeah, they'll learn. Listen, when your kids, me being a former kid, sometimes you gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah.
So hopefully they learned. Well, but yeah, that's that on the baby. Shout out to him for being real. But speaking of other people that have been disappointing, Stephen A. Smith, his comments about let me say his name, Shotei Ohtani. I think that's how you say his name. I don't want to disrespect him, but I think Chinese,
I think he's Japanese.
Japanese. Okay, he's
Let me you
Japanese,
keep talking as you go.
Japanese baseball player. And Stephen A. Smith said something about him not being able to speak English and always needing a translator isn't good for the face of baseball. Also, Stephen A. Smith, when speaking on the Nigerian basketball team, spoke about them in a very disrespectful way because the U.S. lost to them. So all of a sudden, he said, "Oh, this player, what's his name? I don't even know how to pronounce it." Something like that. Disrespect. I ain't gonna hold you. Nigerians do have long names, but respect them and say, "I don't know how to pronounce his name." Don't say whatever his name is. Like, it's kind of disrespectful. What do you think about those two instances?
Well, I just looked it up. I think you pronounce his name Shohei Ohtani.
Okay, Shotei Ohtani. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
And he is Japanese.
Okay,
But I think Stephen A. Smith, for somebody who is always saying people have the unmitigated gall, certainly has a lot of gall himself to be saying all these outrageous claims, and especially since it's no secret that the U.S. will literally poach talent from anywhere if it's for sports. It's no secret. Like we go to any country for sports to pick them up and bring them over here to entertain us. It is what we do. It is, again, it's not a secret. So it only makes sense. And Shohei's not the first person in the U.S. who's needed a translator because they're playing sports. In fact, there's probably multiple people in the NBL. I said that right, yeah, or MLB right now who probably need translators. He's probably not the only one. There's probably, I don't know. I have no real number because I don't watch baseball at all. But I'm almost 100% sure because they take people from literally everywhere. It would be in fact it would be ridiculous to say that they all can speak like perfectly fine English because Sohei might be able to speak English. He just might not be able to be like presentable for TV the way that they wanted to right now. He might spill like or talk like parts and pieces, which again is fine because truthfully he has no duty to actually need that. I mean, depending on if he's like staying on here long term, then probably more beneficial. But there are Americans right now born in America who actually don't even speak English. So to say somebody coming here from a foreign land is disgracing the name of baseball because he doesn't speak English sounds ridiculous, to be honest. And the same thing with the whole he's not saying these Nigerian players names. Granted, you might not be able to say the names because if I were to try to read off the names, I probably wouldn't be able to say it right off. But if they were to, like, I don't know, try to do that with your name, Stephen A, how would you feel? You know, it'd be like, I don't know, Stephen A, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Stephen A, whatever your name is.
Yeah, like
disrespectful.
Yeah, it's rude. Like you might not have like perfect pronunciation of the names. You could attempt. You know, you could at least say you could give jersey numbers. You know, so show some type of respect for these players. You know, like, don't pretend like their names are just made up and they're lesser than yours are because you don't know how to say them. They just come from a different culture than you.
I'll take this to another extent. I'm gonna take this to another extent with the Nigerian thing. Where do you think your ancestors came from, Mr. Stephen A?
See, that's the thing because he's fully aware of his heritage.
So it's
he will like. But he will disrespect people up and down, like we were talking about before we start recording. Like he always says Kwame Brown's name wrong.
Yeah, like me being Ghanaian, you say Kwame, you don't say Kwame. Yeah. That's disrespectful, you know. Even though Kwame Brown's not Ghanaian, he's African American. Don't that name when you pronounce it wrong as a Ghanaian, I'm like, just because he sucks, don't mean you gotta disrespect the man's name. He didn't give himself his name. His mother did. Or his father. So in a way, you're kind of disrespecting the parents.
Yeah.
And they don't play basketball. So watch how you say people's names. Like, bro, you're an African American. You're a minority. You should know better with these situations, whether it be with Shotei Ohtani?
Shotei Ohtani.
Shotei Ohtani, right? You should know better because there have been a lot of professional athletes. Sammy Sosa didn't know how to speak English properly. Mm-hmm. What's it called? Not baseball. That's
what I was thinking about too, actually.
Not baseball, but Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
The best boxer in the world, making a lot of money. In boxing, he don't know how to speak a lick of English. He knows only like a handful of words. So this thinking of, you gotta speak English to be marketable, and it's about the brands and the money. If you don't know how to speak English, and it's so archaic, it's so it's how do I say it? It's such an American and English way of thinking. Mm-hmm. It's not a realistic world way of thinking. The biggest stars in the world that are making the most money in sports, Lionel Messi and Ronaldo. Ronaldo knows a little bit of English. I don't think Messi does. I don't think he does.
I think Ronaldo does know some English
because Ronaldo does. But at first he did. He lived in he played for the English Premier League, so yeah. I do think he learned English, but that's not his first language.
No.
And Ronaldo makes more money than a lot of athletes out here, and is very marketable for other reasons.
Yeah, that's majority of these athletes.
Yeah,
he passively makes what they make, and like he passively makes in a year what they make in a lifetime.
Yeah, Ronaldo and Messi, but Ronaldo in a way is so strong and powerful that when he was in a press conference and there was a Coke bottle over there, he put the Coke bottle over there and he said, drink water. Do you know they lost about $2 to $3 million in value? You know, and like English is not his first so we need to start, like, I think, and also you're a black man, stop thinking like with these like English, I don't even want to say white, but these ideologies that are like so like you have to speak English or like you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say colonial because that's a little bit left, but it's a mindset that like you have to
I mean,
speak.
but it's kind of the same vein though.
Yeah, because it's like it's a stupid mindset. We're in a big world with other cultures, and you're black, so you should know. That's what I'm saying. That's what
Because
bothers me.
it's definitely a discrimination what he was doing there.
Yeah, it's someone talking outside discrimination. That's discrimination.
That's discrimination.
Okay, like you're black, like you're a black man. Even with some of these names, they do it to black Shanae and how we say they
They do it to
mispronounce our
Black
names.
Americans.
They do it to us,
Yeah.
African Americans, saying we got big names. So like when you did that to Nigerian, I'm like, bruh, you don't know Shaniqua down your black. So stop with this stuff, man. You black, respect your fellow Africans because your ancestors and respect other cultures. You should know, but he did apologize.
Yeah,
He did
but it's just stuff like that. Flows so easily out of his mouth, though. It just kind of doesn't feel like.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, why? Like I'm a fan of yours, but sometimes some of this, and then the need to always say a big English word, like, bro, you don't have. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Like I get the yelling, it's for the entertainment, but saying all these big words and trying to be like this big scholar and telling people, but yet again, it's a archaic way of thinking. You can't. Some people, that's just how they think. We in a big world like this. You just worried about English.
Yeah.
Speaking. You know what? This is not. We'll briefly talk about before we get into the Richard Sherman thing. Now that I just remembered something, but did you hear about the England Italy thing?
No, what happened? Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
So they lost. The English lost on penalties, which I knew they would lose. Shout out to Rod because he off air. I'm gonna tell you how Rod was acting when that was. Rod was on his knee like, "Oh my God, Italy, don't mess this up." But Italy won, and
his team is AC Milan, so I guess he would.
Yeah. So the three players that missed the penalties, and they talking from a football perspective, their penalties were bad, especially Rashford. plays for Manchester United. He missed, he beat the goalkeeper, but he missed because he hit the pole. But the others, I think Zaka and another guy, I forgot his name. They both got their penalties saved. But after the game was in London, in Wembley, which was crazy too. They were racially abused online, and I think some black people were attacked at the stadium.
Wow.
So I say that in regards to Stephen A. Smith is like you value the English and speaking, and look at how they're treating your people. Look at how they're treating your people. You value speaking it like look at the people that created English, how they treat us. Calling them monkeys and stuff, and racial abuse. It's crazy. So shout out to those three. To me, they're warriors. I always say, and I told Jove, and me and Rodrigo were telling everybody else that day, a penalty shootout is the most. I don't care. No free throw can mess with penalty shootouts.
That's true. That's so true, though.
Penalty shootouts I've seen in Ghana, people have died watching it. I won't mention the game because I was in Ghana when we lost, and soccer fans know what I'm saying.
Hey, I will say it's been a long time. It's been a solid 5 or 6 years since I've actually watched a whole soccer game. But I can honestly say, just remembering the pure tension of watching a penalty shootout will send shivers down your spine.
It'll give you high BP. It'll give you high BP. So for the fact though, and they were young too, the fact that they stepped up to the plate to represent England when they could have represented the countries. Two of them come from, I think, Nigeria, and one of them comes from Jamaica. They could have represented them, but they chose to represent England. The fact that they stepped up to the plate to take the penalty, you should commend them for that.
Yeah.
If you want to critique how they took the penalty, leave that to football. But don't be. No,
Yeah, I mean, like it's one thing to critique the shots. It's another thing to critique the people.
And critique the skin, but that's how we were treated. Around the world, no respect. I don't support honestly, and I don't want this to go to Chris, but for me personally, I don't really support European countries. And as far as soccer, because I know the history. That's just me. I'll watch y'all play, but I don't support.
Well, I can't really say I support neither since haven't actually watched in about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I'll watch a game, but I'm not supporting any team. But I brought that up just to because of the Stephen A thing. But speaking of another brother that's going through, Richard Sherman. Seems like our brother. They called the police on him for burglary and domestic violence. Come to find out, there's a video out of him violently trying to break in his in-laws' house. And on the phone, when his wife called the police, it seemed like she was worried that he was going to harm himself and not her. So allegedly, he drank a bottle of Douce and a bottle of another vodka. But
wow.
What do you think is going on with Richard Sherman? Because to me, he always seemed like a very, really well-spoken person, but also an odd person because he gives off a very I know better than everybody attitude.
Yeah, but at the same time, to me, he's never come off as a necessarily while he has always come off as like I'm better than you, he's never come off as like a hostile person.
Yeah.
While you might I feel like if you're in the same room with him, you'll probably have an argument. I don't ever feel like it will come to hands. He doesn't feel like that necessarily like that type of guy. He doesn't. So to be honest, I don't know. Maybe it was stress.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something. Maybe marital issues. I don't really know because again, I saw this pop up and the other day I was just like, I really can't read this right now because it was just I forget something else had just popped up right before that. I was just like, man, there's too many black people getting arrested right now.
Yeah, it was a statement he made that we put out. Honestly, this me. And this is for me. I studied the human mind. Very well spoken. Went to Stafford. I remember one time they invited him on First Take. This is first time. This guy was coming for Skip's neck. He was throwing personal shots at him at one point. My career is better than you. I'm better than you as a person. Just throwing. And I'm just
I remember that.
Yeah, he was. But it just seems like he's the type of person that he'll talk to you, he'll debate with you. He could honestly have an argument with you, but if he feels that you step along with him, all bets is off. And that's how I think this situation played.
Yeah. Did they say did he ever say why it was happening or anything?
No. They did say it was stress and a lot of mental, but I always got that because even this thing with Crabtree, right?
Yeah. Okay, maybe that's what I saw. Oh no, it was Barkevius Mingo. I was disappointed in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the thing with him and dude? I forgot the dude's first name, but Crabtree, the receiver that played for San Francisco.
Yeah.
Years ago, I don't know where he plays now, but Crabtree didn't want to shake his hand after an L.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on camera. Don't you ever disrespect me like that again? And the white reporter was like, "Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, that's the Crabtree for disrespecting me." And then I remember when we walked. I think that was something that kind of blew him up.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that went on everyone on the internet. I remember.
I remember that.
It was skits. It was, but he just feels like I think he's a guy that if he feels like you stepped on his toes or disrespect him, all bets is off. And he's gonna do it in a way that'll make you look foolish. I wouldn't like to argue with him.
No, because it feels like he will beat you into submission with words. Honestly,
I want to
rage.
Yeah, I want to compare him to somebody, but I'm gonna say it off the air. It just came to my mind who I thought arguing with him would be like, but you would know better, so I'll ask you off air. If you could think of someone in our, you know what?
No, I already know who you're talking about, but we can talk about it off air, though. That's fine.
Off air? Okay. But, what's the next one now on this list? I think is it time for Bozo of the Week? Oh, it is time for Bozo of the Week. The mayo, the mayonnaise, man. It's running wild out here, man. And I'm not trying to be one of those because people don't want Peter. Why do you hate white people so much? Peter, you're so mean to the white people. Y'all give me no choice when y'all do stuff like this. So, a black lady was minding her business in Victoria's Secret, and a white lady decided to attack her for some reason. Now, if you attack somebody, what do you do after? Usually, you keep attacking them or you yell at them. The white person attacking, decided to cry and call for help and scream on the floor.
Yeah, saying, tell her to stop attacking me or something like that.
It said, stop attacking me.
As she was visibly swinging at the other lady.
While you were still trying to attack the lady. Let me be careful what I'm going to say. Some of y'all just on some, I don't know, man. Y'all need help. Because this is getting to the point where y'all feel so great with your privilege, you can literally attack someone and cry and think you will get away with it. This is ridiculous. Granted, she didn't get her way because the lady kept recording. Yeah. She started crying, stop recording me. What type of... Like I said, some of y'all are mayo, and I'm going to keep it up. You are mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying? You just, I always say when you eat food, you put a little bit of mayo. You put too much, and it just throws the whole sandwich off. That's some of y'all. Y'all from a different island, man. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Because this is what's happened to us historically. Y'all think we did something to y'all in the past, a la Emmett Till. A white woman whistled at her. They put acid all over his face. Stuff like this has happened when we don't have camera record or say, hey, that didn't happen. So this is something that you've done historically. But thank God for phones. Because who knows, if there wasn't a phone there, she called the police, what would have happened?
Yeah, and it's kind of like, you remember that situation with the man, I think was in Central Park, and the bird watcher. He was a bird watcher, and the lady who was, by the way, holding her dog by the leash, but he was suspended in air.
Yep.
She kept saying, hello, police. There's a black man here, and she was emphasizing black, harassing me here in the park. And if that man wasn't recording, he would have went to jail. Though recently, I believe she also tried to sue him again.
Yeah. You see, and this is what we call white privilege.
Or her job, whatever, but she's trying to sue somebody.
Yeah. Y'all do this stuff, which is like disgusting, and then you try to act like a victim. Another example, I don't want to keep going through examples, but the man that was murdered in his house by a white officer, she did this. And fine, the brother forgave her. I'm not going to get into all that. That's a whole nother thing. The judge is out here hugging her, She looking like she want to cry. I'm like, this woman killed somebody. What are you sympathizing for her? So white tears. So you're telling me that white tears is equivalent to forgetting all of what she did? So as soon as you cry, we have to forget the fact that you attacked this black woman first. That's not how life works. Okay, people. Okay,
because if it was all the way around, you would still be hearing about how terrible the attack was.
Oh, yeah, let it be the other way around, Chris. Let it be the other way around. Y'all are ridiculous. And I'm gonna give a sound effects to any of y'all that have been doing this historically, and I've done this, and it has harmed our people. So, Bozo, we go to this lady, and I hope you get the time you deserve in jail, because I do think you should be jailed for this.
Yeah.
I don't know how heavy it'll be, but you should be jailed or punished. So, sound effects to the mayo.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Oh, sound effects to the mayo. That's a new one.
I got off your cousin's podcast when they were still recording, talking about the Mayo militia.
Yeah. Shout out to Suave and Shady, man. I need to hear y'all again, man. That dude was good. Mm-hmm. That was good. But we go transition to the Twitter topics. Damn, I hate to. Bismarck, he passed away. We just saw the new. Chris actually found this out through Twitter.
Yeah, like literally minutes before we started recording.
Yeah, Bismarck, he passed away from, I think, complications with diabetes.
Yeah,
at the age of 57. What are your thoughts on Biz, just in his overall legacy in hip hop, or just what you think of him? Because he's a legend.
Yeah, I mean, like he's, like you said, a legend. I guess I don't really have many thoughts on it because, like, I've been bracing myself for this for a while now.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like it just kind of felt like one of those things. It's just kind of like get ready to like seeing the news. So it's just like it's pretty sad to see. I feel really bad for his family. You know, prayers and you know, people look out for his family and stuff. But you know, just said we lost a real one when we lost Biz Markie here. So
Biz Markie, like me being the hip hop head, Biz Markie was very instrumental to hip hop in the late 80s. His beatboxing
is great. His beatboxing is great.
Him and Will Smith in Men in Black 2.
Mm-hmm. It was one of my favorite scenes because of that.
Yeah, so he was great, very instrumental. His biggest hit was Just a Friend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mario for redoing that. Created as a kid, I didn't know it was from Biz Markie. I found that out like later on, but
really?
Yeah, I didn't know it. At first, I didn't really know it came from Biz Markie. He was in the video too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was that was his original song, but he's a legend, man. If it wasn't for Biz Markie, there would be no Big Daddy Kane. And that's another big, he's part of the Juice Crew with Roxanne Shante and the rest. So he has a huge contribution to the late 80s hip hop. So, you know, salute to him, his legacy, you know, definitely a legend, man. We've lost, I would say the past 2 years, some of the hip hop deaths, just the world, some of these deaths that's happened, man, it's kind of like, man, from Nip to Kobe, Chad, DMX. You know, it's kind of just sad. I know there's some other people I probably left off, but, you know, it's kind of like, damn. You know, makes you reflect on life, but, you know, business, you know, they always say, man, your music lives forever. And he's somewhere else with God or with his ancestors. So peace be with him and his family. All prayers do. Yeah, so that's how we feel on Biz Markie. But let's go on a lighter note because, you know, death isn't something we like to talk about here on the Oddishburg podcast.
No. We don't have no death notes over here.
But Something great. I watched this afternoon, by the way, and I'll probably give my opinion when I'll give my full opinion when everybody watches. But Space Jam: A New Legacy has been trending.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I seen it.
I
I saw
haven't
it this
seen it.
afternoon. I'll say this: the critics that rated this movie, y'all are idiots. Y'all are very terrible, and I hate critics.
Well, say this. Did you enjoy it or did you dislike it?
It was a great movie.
Okay.
I give it a strong 9.
Strong 9?
Yeah, it was really good. Like it's good. It's good because apart from the original Space Jam, this one, and I don't want to give away the movie to you, Chris, but it feels like it's building on a story beyond just the Looney Tunes. Like it's really centered because like if you watch the original, it's not really centered around Michael.
No.
It's centered around the Looney Tunes.
Right.
You know, this one is like a story centered around LeBron.
Gotcha.
When you watch it, it's centered around LeBron. So the movie, this one's actually 30 minutes longer.
So that in a sense though, it might be like due to like the difference in how things how to approach kids now. Because back in the day, Looney Tunes would have been bigger with some kids than probably Michael Jordan, depending on like how young they were.
Yeah.
Like if you say Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan gonna be in a movie, you're gonna put Bugs Bunny first if you're advertising to like some little kids.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably know the name Michael Jordan, but Bugs Bunny,
yeah.
Bugs Bunny, you know?
Yeah.
But as opposed to now, like like basketball is taking like a forefront in the culture more so now.
Yep.
So like you say like a LeBron James in front of a Bugs Bunny, the kids probably still know Bugs Bunny, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like they definitely know like a LeBron James because they're probably even talking about that in their little kindergarten classes or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's where the generations shift.
Yeah.
Because like as a kid, like I'll take Michael Jordan was my hero, but I think I knew of the Looney Tunes cartoons because I watched that repeatedly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
that draws
a little kid who doesn't watch no basketball might not know who Michael Jordan is, but they'll watch that movie because of Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Now, a kid today might know the Looney Tunes, but they'll definitely know LeBron. So, and LeBron's fun, so they'll probably watch that.
Yeah, and the thing with our era, the way we watched cartoons was very different.
Yeah.
Like you watched what was on TV back then. Now it's like you could really kind of like navigate because like Looney Tunes isn't a thing on cartoons like channels anymore.
Yeah,
like it's not really a thing. And back when we were kids, it's still even Looney Tunes is old.
Yeah,
really old, like really old. But for us '90s kids, that was also a thing we watched. We had different. Was the kid Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah, baby Looney Tunes.
It was baby Looney Tunes and the teenage ones too, right?
Oh, you mean the I forget what it was, but yeah, with Buster and all those guys.
Yeah. So there was like 3 different ones in the 90s.
Yeah, Warner's Brothers was big in the 90s for children's entertainment.
Yeah, so it's different, but I like the fact they built the story around LeBron in a way. Because I watched the original last night, and it's like watching it like as an adult, it's like they went straight to the action. Everything was just like this one is like it's building. The first original Space Jam is like Michael's retired. He's about to he's playing baseball. This obnoxious fat guy has to watch him around. And then the Monstars needed an attraction up there. The boss wanted an attraction up there. So they send them down to Looney Tune Land. And, they tried to, try to intimidate them, but they were short. And then they shot them up a little bit with the guns and stuff. And they're like, yeah, wait here. And then they negotiated for a basketball game. and then they stole the talents, and that's when they had to steal Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So Michael was just, hey, come and save the day, like how we did in the 90s with the basketball teams. Kind of like save the Bulls, save the day, hit the game-winning shot. So this one is not like that. It's very, I think, my only critique of it is there is things in it that's not really, you can tell like he was trying to add as much as possible to make it great. Like a lot, especially for nostalgia too. Because you're gonna watch some of this and you're gonna see stuff like from the past. And then like I don't want to spoil, but like you're gonna see Warner Brothers stuff, a lot of different Warner Brothers stuff. So I do feel like they were going for the moon on that, and I don't think they always executed on everything.
All right.
But for the most part, it's a good plot, it's a good story. And it's a family child movie. So I liked it, The critics didn't. They don't like anything. Like if you go Google Rush Hour or like some of the Rush Hour Friday movies, they have them like at low percentages. So, I think you'll like it, Chris.
Cool.
I think you'll like.
Forward to it.
I think you'll like it. I think people. I don't know who else has watched it, but you'll like it. But shout out to Brian. He didn't drop the ball. I was kind of scared going into this. I was scared. But speaking of basketball players, well, Damian Lillard, he's in the movie.
Turned in. Yeah.
He's in the Space Jam movie, by the way. Yeah, but he requested for a trade. Well, allegedly. He denied it not too long ago.
Yeah.
But what do you think of a trade?
Well, I don't know exactly who we trade, but I would love him on the Lakers. No, but I could definitely see him wanting a trade though. It's just because I think we were talking about this with Donovan Mitchell a while ago. At least I remember saying it. Like he's too good of a player to want to feel stagnant in a place where he just doesn't feel like he has a shot at a championship. And if he feels like he can go someplace else where he can still be at least a second option, I would imagine, and get a ring, then why not leave?
Yeah, a tricky one because I get what you're saying. I just think he runs off of old school principles of sticking it out and figuring it out. So I don't know if I'm for a Damian Lillard trade personally, but I definitely don't want him to go to the Lakers. Tell you that. I just don't like the rich getting richer. But I mean, I think Dame, like you said, at this point, I think also the team also is looking at it like this. Like he's 32.
Yeah.
Like we've had him since he was almost 9 years now?
Yeah. 8-9 years.
8-9 years. It's like, what more can we do with this squad at this point?
Yeah, so you don't think it's Dame as much as it is the organization?
Yeah, I think it's just like, have we run our course? Like something with even with Bradley Beal with the Wizards. Have we run our course? Because what else can we do? So, I mean, from that standpoint, I do think he may be dealt. But I think he's a really respectable cat. So don't expect a Lakers or a team that's expect a team that's that really needs him.
Yeah.
I heard the Knicks, but I'm praying against that.
That was honestly my first thought when you said a team that needs him. That was my first thought, the Knicks.
That could be a good pick. That could be, but I'm praying against that because they just will find a way to mess that up. I don't. But I do think same with Donovan Mitchell is going to get to a point where what else can Utah give you? You know, what can that? Because if you saw them play against the Clippers, it's like they're a great team, but it's like when everything breaks down, Rudy Gobert isn't like that.
Yeah.
Joe Ingles, a great player, you know? So, honestly, I want Donovan Mitchell in the Bulls jersey. I just feel like he has the heart. No, he's really good. He has that.
Yeah, no, I could see him in the Bulls jersey if it's just for the heart, but I feel like again, like he also has like the mentality you need to win a championship. And I feel like he can definitely, have that Jimmy effect where he's like so intense that he's scaring people probably.
In Chicago?
No, just in general. Remember, because when Jimmy was moving around, like he was basically making himself kind of like well, he wasn't necessarily have like a tough guy personality, but he was just like no, I hold people accountable type, and not everybody appreciated that.
You see,
I feel like Donovan Mitchell is the same breed.
Oh yeah, he is, and that's just a test of our soft times. That's why we have basketball players like Ben Simmons, because people are worried about he's a locker room cancer, and he's. If that was the case, Kobe would have been out of the league, man. See, you know what I'm saying? Because Kobe, some of the stuff they said he used to say to players, like you would think about your life, your career. That's how painful it was playing for Kobe. So I feel like, although I agree with you, some of these basketball players need to, have tougher skin. Because like this game, it's a profession. It's about, I don't care what people say, stats, achievements, awards. It's about winning.
Yeah.
Historically, no one can, like Wilt is one of the greatest statisticians ever. Do we ever say he's the GOAT? Do you hear his name? Like not even just GOAT, like top 5. Like sometimes you hear his name, but do you hear his name in top 3, top 5 conversations?
Well, then again, that's also like a generational thing too, though. Because someone of our parents' generation might say, well,
yeah, but who would you hear first, Wilt or Russell?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think you would hit
of our parents' generation.
I think you would hit Russell.
Well, like definitely Russell, because Russell got those championships.
Yeah, so that's my point.
Yeah,
it's a winnings league. So regardless if you think you have the biggest brand or the most money or the stats, this league will always be about winning. So you have to, the guys like Donovan Mitchell and Lillard and Kobe, those guys will be remembered. So I do think Lillard, I think he's in a position where it's like, what more can I do? I don't think he wants to leave Portland, but it's like, if he don't leave now, he's going to leave next year.
Yeah, because honestly, if he doesn't, he has to come to realization he's just not going to win a championship before he retires. Because I don't see people moving mountains to get over to Portland anytime soon. I don't.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I always say, like, people are quick to, write people off and write teams off and say all this, but no one expected this from Phoenix. Phoenix was the worst team in the NBA 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And Milwaukee was in the conference finals, I think 2-3 years ago.
2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago?
2019?
I think, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, they were in the conference finals. So it's like in this league, anything can happen. It's a parity league. You know, I just hope that Lillard, because I really hate how, like, I remember when we had Swab Milano here and we were talking about Lillard or Steph. I unwillingly had to say Steph. And you know me, when it comes to Steph, I'll find any reason not to give him credit. But Dame hasn't won yet. So it's like,
and it's hard to validate that when you don't have that accolade.
You know?
And Steph was in it multiple times.
And Steph, even though I hate to say this, he swept Damian Lillard 2 years ago. Outperformed him.
Yeah.
And KD was out that series.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just wish, you know, he finds a situation where he could really win. So the conversation doesn't have to be about that guy every time. Oh, it's getting so annoying. But yeah, I hope even with the finals going on, you know, we're about to end the show soon. But what is your takes on the finals?
Honestly, no takes because I haven't watched since the last.
Haven't watched?
It.
I think that by next week there'll be a champion.
Well, I take that back. I still feel validated because my pick for the Bucks is still there.
Okay.
But other than that, I hadn't really been watching because been dealing with a lot of stuff and just haven't had the energy for it.
Okay, let me check the NBA. Let me check something real quick to make sure that by the time we record next week, we'll have a champion. Yep, by the time we record next week, we will have a champion because if we choose not to record, Thursday is Game 7.
Who you picking?
I'm gonna pick the Bucks in 7.
I'm gonna say the Bucks in. I don't want to say the same thing as you, so I'm gonna say Phoenix in 7. There we go. One of us is gonna be right, maybe, unless it's 9 and 7, then we both wrong.
All right, we'll prepare for that, you know. But I hope you enjoyed our show. I love entertaining you guys. You know, I've had one hell of a week, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
I hope y'all having a better week than I did. Y'all are gonna hear this Monday, so it's the whatever. But I hope y'all having a good time.
After week is over.
Yeah. I hope y'all have a great week that's coming. That'll be Monday. But you know, you can catch the show, like I said, 3:15 YouTube. You know, we will be also on Apple Podcasts, all other podcast formats. So if you don't like to see our faces here on YouTube, you can listen to us on there. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to my homie Marcus. He commented on our stuff.
And share.
Yeah.
Share.
Also share. That's a big thing. So keep engaging with us. We want to know what you think about the content. We want to know what you think about the jokes. You want to know what you think about our conversations so that we can give you a better product. So Out of the Berg on IG, Out of the Berg Pod on Twitter. My personal is at Kofi Peter, the Peter spelled Pita on IG. On Twitter, it's Pita Kofi, Pita Kofi. Chris?
You can catch me on Twitter at BigChris_57, and you can catch me on IG at Everybody Loves Chris.
Everybody loves Chris. Yeah. It
doesn't ring the same as Everybody Hates Chris, though.
No, it doesn't. This is my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always say we love you, man. Stay enlightened. Pray to God that all of y'all have successful days, whatever day you choose to listen. I always say, stay black, stay woke, stay enlightened. We love y'all.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Out of the Break podcast. We're available on all podcasting platforms, and we ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever we release a new video. And as always, we like you, we love you, but we gotta go. Bye.